To be able to understand in depth the forceful impact of porn addiction, we will have to look at two sides of the issue, the physical and the emotional sides. Let us briefly talk about the physical side. As we know, man's brain is totally different in its structure and design than woman's brain. For example, men in most cases are attracted to visual images. That's what gets them aroused sexually. There is something in the brain called thalamus, which is responsible for singling out sexually stimulating images. Even if a man is presented with hundreds of images and one of them is sexually by nature, the thalamus will highlight this image to men. That's why we are advised in Islam to be alert and always lower our gaze. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty, said in the Quran, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ. Tell to the believing men to lower their gaze, and as a result they will be able to guard their modesty, to guard their chastity and private part. And the same command is given to women in the following verse. One of the best solutions to protect your eyes and brain from falling into visual addiction is to simply follow the command of the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, by lowering your gaze. However, if we let our eyes gaze freely at that which could lead us to any undesirable sexual behavior, then the addiction itself will escalate, and we will always seek more erotic images, and many a times a person may act out what he had seen, and he may engage in an extramarital relationship, and as a result you may end up with a very dangerous sexual transmitted diseases. The problem now is not about satisfying one's self anymore. This era will soon vanish, and a person will find himself or herself struggling to cope with the feelings of depression, anxiety and irritations, lack of focus and concentration, headaches and so on. Because the types of porn you used to watch is no longer pleasurable. So it's going to end sooner or later. So you escalate the doses and watch things that you have never thought of watching before, like bestiality and other disgusting movies, just to get your fix right. As regards to the emotional side, many people will be suffering from the wounds of selfishness or narcissism, because pornography promises isolation and self-pleasuring. Many men especially will never care about the feelings of their spouses during intimacy. They will just care about their own pleasure. All what they could care of is their own pleasure, and they will never care about their spouse's pleasure. Selfishness would then lead to loneliness, which may lead to so many secretive activities. Then this would lead to becoming an antisocial person who does not like to go out and hang out with friends and family members, which could affect, as we will discuss on a separate episode, on one's business and career, all of which could badly affect on their relationships, which could lead to severe depression, anxiety and anger, mood swinging and so on. This is what pornography promises, where the path of purity promises clarity, trust, focus and success. As I said in the first episode, the choice will remain yours. So be wise when you choose.